Okay, watch this magic dent removal here on the epoxy paint. Um, this foam comes back. It's crazy resilient. I can go through and I can put with my knuckle put some big dents in there. Okay, look at those big dents I put in there. They're dents. They're nice and deep. Watch this. I'll heat that area up with a heat gun. Say you got these in the leading edge, they'd come right out. Just be careful with the heat, but you can pop them right out. Concentrate a little heat in those areas. You guys see any dents in there? They're gone. A lot of times I'll go through and quench it with a cool rag after that, but literally it takes the dents right out. That's that new epoxy coat. You don't want to get it way hot. If you just take your time with it, you get a little bit of distortion around it, and it swells just a little bit. But all in all, you can see it. It looks good. If you do that with styrene or do that with anything else, it's going to freaking melt. But I just pulled those huge dents out of there with a little bit of heat. Do that on the leading edge and make it absolutely beautiful to be able to fix dents like that. Say you do get a dent and a tear. Go through, add some of this epoxy paint to that area, or plug it full of PU glue, and then sand it a little bit, and then put some epoxy paint in this area, and you can freaking stretch those areas back out. Alright guys, here's the epoxy. It's a two-stage. You mix it in equal parts. I also got some color additive. I think it's an acrylic color additive. I'm going to see if I can find the color additive for cheaper so we can add it rather than paying $1 zillion for the color additive. They're hitting me on the color additive pretty hard. I got the coating custom made, and it is in a base of a white base, and then the activator, it's an A and B part, and you mix it in equal parts. I usually put it in a container. Oh, don't mind my rock crawler there. I usually put it in a container like this, stick a little color in it, and mix it up with the popsicle stick, and then I usually, you roll the roller back and forth. And that's how you apply it to the airplane. Or you can use little foam brushes, work great too. The roller makes a nice, easy, even coat. At this point, I'm not releasing any of this epoxy coating yet. I want to see if I can get some of the color stuff issues worked out. It does take paint really well, so you can go through and paint the airplane after the epoxy coat's already sanded way down. And I think this might even give you a really good finish, because the epoxy coat comes out nice, but boy, it's a lot of work to get it super smooth. Your surface has to be uber smooth to get it to be really clean and shiny. Otherwise, the foam isn't a really good surface to sand and try to make smooth. So you literally have to get the epoxy down and get that smooth before the next coats can go down really smooth. But just wanted to give you the heads up on the foam roller and the stuff, how I've been putting it on. It works great. You can let it dry for maybe like 4 or 5 hours, and once you let it dry, it turns out absolutely beautiful if you go through and sand it a few times. I have the other wings up here. Now if you went through, there you go, nice. This is the non-sanded wing. So if you go through on a standard Zephyr wing and you just cut the nubs off and lightly sand those, don't worry about all the texture, and you go ahead and trim your control surfaces and coat them with the vinyl. You coat them with this epoxy coat. you could literally just have this thing ready to go. You can have the control surfaces on, um, and just taped on, and then no major laminating film. Maybe just wrap the leading edge. Go through before you actually roll it. Put all your spars and everything in, and build the airplane. But I think this airplane with the 10 mil leading edge on it, put all this sparring in it, and do a very light prep job on it, and sand it. Don't worry